We're Jasmine and April. Jasmine and April.
It's like,
Unfiltered.
okay, I like this angle a lot better.
Hey, that's what I said. That's what I said. All right, no more copyright, guys.
Welcome to Car Convo
With Jasmine and April.
the official first episode of Car Convos. Today's Car Convo is about life and growing up. Topic number 1 is things we believed at 15 that makes us cringe now.
I gotta think back when I was 15, bro. What was I doing?
Back when we were 15, we were sophomores.
Oh my god. I was thinking literally nothing. I was hanging out with my 2 girlfriends from Colorado. I didn't even do anything. What did I think? I feel like I was like more like, not even oblivious. I feel like that's not the right word. I was just so like, da-da-da-da-da, because at my high school, like, you were always hearing, like, oh, so-and-so had sex with so-and-so and whatever. In my mind, and you hear a lot of people say, when, like, oh, I lost my virginity when I was, like, 15. I'm like, I feel like I wasn't even thinking about that shit, if I'm going to be 100% honest.
Right.
So I feel like I was very, like, naive, like, straight-up little kid. I was 15, and maybe it was the people I hung out with. It wasn't, like, a big thing to, like, be surrounded by that mentality. I was literally just 15, hanging out with my friends who lived right next to me, going to high school. I was literally at home all the time. I didn't have a car or anything, so I wasn't, like, out and about, you know, like I am now.
Right.
So that's pretty much, again, I didn't think anything when I was 15, really. I really didn't.
That's where we differ, because I have a really big one that just changed now, and I'm about to be 23, so that is from 15 to, that's like 7-8 years later. Something that does make me cringe now is that I had the mentality of finding a high school sweetheart, and I had the whole mentality that in high school, I wanted to have the Disney Channel relationships where we were going to be, and some people did have that, to be fair, some people did have that, and the people that do, because I know a couple that has been together for a really long time, I'm pretty sure they all went through, I know 2 actually, and one of them just got married, which is nuts to me, but you know, it's God's plan, and that's what God had in store for them. But I used to literally think that you had to find your significant other at a very, very young age, or you were gonna grow old and be alone and never have anybody. But that's one thing that makes me cringe now, is that I kept pursuing that even after high school. I was more worried about having a partner, like not even just having a boyfriend, but having a partner that I could do life with, and not really thinking of, I could do this by myself, or I could do this with a friend. It doesn't have to be with, you know, exactly like an intimate partner. So that definitely does make me cringe.
But I just know when I was 15, I was like really insecure, and I was like, oh, I have no friends. Like, in terms of like the relationship stuff, I feel like I've always been like, if it happens, it happens. I feel like I was never one to like chase a dude or whatever.
And that's
you know
why
what
it makes me cringe now, because why was I looking for, like, I don't even know, and it literally just snapped now.
It's probably cringy, but it's like, if you think of it, like, you're 15 and you're so like naive, and like, you don't know the world or what's gonna happen in the future, so don't think of it as like, oh, it's so cringy. Why was I searching for it and like pursuing that like as my sole intention? I think it's more of like, you wanted that Disney Channel relationship. You wanted that cute little, oh, let's date forever and get married. Like, you're the one you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. You know, in terms of you're 15, what else are you supposed to think? You know, we grew up.
This is nuts.
Yeah. We grew up watching Disney Channel. We grew up seeing those couples and whatever, you know what I mean? You know, and everyone wants that movie fucking show love, you know? You think, as a kid especially, you think you don't know any better, you know what I mean? And
anything that's like, how I said, like, anything that's different from those 2 couples that I mentioned, that they literally soul tied to each other and one just got married together, I feel like that is like the exception. But any other relationship that we've had in like high school or like even as middle school, we'll be like, oh, you're my Valentine, now you're my girlfriend type deal. But like even those are like so unserious.
Dude, literally that reminds
like, so
me
unserious.
of seeing, you know, you'd be in high school and you'd see all the promposals, all the big be my Valentine shit. I don't know. Again, when I was 15, I was literally la-di-daing the world and not knowing anything.
That's how I should have been. That's literally how I should have been. I honestly, dude, because in high school, I distanced myself from a lot of people for like, not for a guy, but literally for the sole purpose of I just want a partner, and I had a little boyfriend. Very bad idea. That was a very bad idea. And it just, I don't know. I just distanced myself from everybody and was just like, you know what? Forget this. It's going to be me and my boo for the rest of our lives. And you guys are not going to be part of the plan. I was like excluding everybody from my plan, thinking that it was my life plan.
I think I was just, you know, trying to go to football games and hang out and whatever. Again, I feel like I was very oblivious to the world and whatever, and I wasn't thinking of anything like that. I feel like I was literally just whatever. I don't know.
So now that you're in your like early 20s, because you're about to be 24, right?
I am.
So now that you're about to be 24, I'm about to be 23. What's like one of the biggest lessons you've learned in your early 20s? So from 20 to now.
Okay. Being in my early 20s still and coming out of that relationship, I have learned I was so scared to just say it like it was, I guess, in that relationship and like really be myself and
communicate.
Like saying press the issue is very bad, but like not even arguing about it, but conversating about it. Like one of the things is I need to like be able to have a conversation with my partner and be like, I understand you don't like this, but I'm going for me and to hang out with my friends. It has nothing to, you know, obviously, so it's communication. Also, just, goes what Avery was saying when she was 15. I thought he was the love of my life. He was going to be my husband, have kids, live in a house.
It's also a really big thing. We'll think that the person we're currently with, I don't say we as in just us, because I know that this happens to a lot of females. You'll think that the person that you're currently with is your forever person, and you will put off red flags. You will put off anything you need to. How they say love is blind, because everybody else around you can see the matter, and like you're just so oblivious to it. You don't want to.
That was me 1,000%. Ask her. Ask Jadelyn, guys. I was so in la-di-da land. He's gonna be my husband. I love him so much.
It happens.
My first relationship, and I thought I was gonna be, you know, that rare couple of the first person I date is gonna be my husband.
Yeah.
And I was so oblivious to like all the little things, because little things matter. And even my friend Jadelyn was like, Jasmine, don't you want to go out on dates and do all these things? I'm like, no, I just like spending time with him. As long as he's around me, I don't care.
But you guys are not in an actual relationship if that man is not planning dates. I don't know, like in your boyfriend and girlfriend era, you guys should be traveling. You should be planning for the future, of course, but it's a really big thing about being aligned to what both of you want. Exactly. And I also feel like you guys didn't have that, like, the life connection.
See, because me and him, we never just, wherever we were, whatever we were doing, just talked about anything and everything. We never did that.
Yeah.
We never talked about, you know, what we really wanted, how we were gonna get there, even like religion, how he feels about politics, like like literally anything and everything. Me and him did not talk about that shit at all, unless we were talking about money and how I was frustrated I didn't have it and I want a big house.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't talk about anything. It's so unfortunate.
We're so similar on that, holy shit.
So unfortunate, because he was my friend, like one of my best friends before we started dating for a year. And so when we got together, I feel like, realizing it now, we were literally friends. It's unfortunate who, you know, had sex. That was literally it. He is a great guy. His personality is so amazing. It was just surface level. Underneath, I want bigger, better things, and I want to do it and get there. And he's very comfortable.
Yeah, but also that's what we love. We love the comforts in things, and the comfort in, for example, she's saying they were friends before they started dating, so they were kind of comfortable with each other, and that plays a really big role in the whole dragging it out for 5 years and not leaving sooner, because you're scared of change. And I'm saying, like, everybody's scared of change.
That's the big thing.
And the crazy thing in life is that you're always going to be scared of it. You can't really change that aspect. The only thing you can change is whether you're going to go for it or not.
And I think that was the big thing when it came down to the end. Mind you, 5 years thinking this was going to be the rest of my life, and we were both going to get up and, like, have what we wanted.
Right.
And I think when I realized everything, you know, I realized I wasn't in love with him the way he was with me. I was literally so scared, because that was all I knew for 5 years. Mind you, my parents had not lived there for 4 years. I was there by myself. So I think that played a big part in me trying to make it work. And literally anything I thought, I realized I don't know where it goes. I shoved it really far and didn't think about it again. And it's things that she would say to me, or my friend in Colorado would say to me. I would take it. I would listen to it, but it would kind of go over my head, and I wouldn't sit and really think about it. I was just like, no. You know what I mean? And I love him because he's a good person, and he treated me so good, and he's funny, and I love his family and all that. But I realized the comfort level, guys, is like 1,000. And
comfort will keep you from so many open doors and from so many opportunities that you may have in life. And that's where everything gets shaky. And how I told her, that's where you start building resentment for somebody, because you literally start looking at them and you're like, what if I did leave? Like, what if I did leave?
Yeah.
What would have happened? Because you don't know. He could have never made a move because of his comfort. So literally, we just have to put that into play.
It's just going back to the question.
Yeah.
What I've learned in my early 20s is I need to be more, I need this, the comfort, I need this, like, if I'm getting too comfortable, I need to be able to, again, the communication and knowing what I want, and taking the risk. And I was so scared to tell him almost anything because I was scared to hurt his feelings. So thus my feelings and my mental were going out the window.
That's so huge.
So I guess also putting me first in a sense of, it sounds bad, but I don't care if it upsets you. I need to say it, and we need to be able to talk about it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I've just learned, you know, I've also just learned who I am and what I want and what I don't want. But I think communication, freaking not really settling, because that's also what I was doing, hence the comfort, you know, don't settle.
Yeah.
Because that was all I knew, you know what I mean? And I think part of that went into, my parents have been together for 22 years. They've been married for 20 years. So I think that's always been in the back of my head, that I want a relationship like my parents.
Right. You always
I
see
want that. And when I met him...
And that's that old school love. I've always wanted an old school love where you guys are literally partners. Like, you guys are Bonnie and Clyde from the beginning to the end. Your kids literally look up to you guys because you guys have that love and security and all of that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I mean, it comes with time. It's gonna come with time, because you just can't look at every other person like, oh my God, you're the end goal. Like, right. You're the end. That's it. I'm staying here forever.
Right.
And my take on the question is that I am so grateful that I did learn it in my early 20s, is the whole thing of loving myself. My mother always told me that I see, when we're young and our parents tell us something, we think that it's hate. No. My mom always told me I didn't love myself enough, and I finally got to see it live and in the flesh when I just kept giving and giving and giving. And yes, we had communication to an extent. We had communication of certain things, but again, there was no communication about goals and, like, we weren't on the same page of that. I know what he wanted from life, but I didn't really see our lives and our plans aligning, and that was the problem. And I kept giving and giving and giving to see if we would finally align, and it wasn't meant to be, you know. And if it's not meant to be and you keep forcing it, you lose a lot of yourself, and I lost a lot of myself. I put a lot of myself to the side, like so much. You start rethinking your own goals, and you start rethinking, well, how can I make this person feel better in my life, and how can I feel better in this person's life? Okay, let me just cut off this whole entire side of my head so that they can feel comfortable, so that they can feel happy. But that's something I definitely learned, was the whole loving yourself thing. And it doesn't come from a selfish place in your heart. It genuinely comes from a place where you just want to fulfill everything that's meant for you, and you don't want to miss your mark. Like, I definitely felt like in those 2.5 years, I probably did miss a lot of, like, I don't want to say a lot, but I probably did miss a couple things that could have happened in that time if I was alone, and I could have gone for it. But no, there you go, April, frigging rushing into shit, rushing into friggin' marriage for some reason. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's just things about life that I'm grateful that I learned now and not when I was 40.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm glad I realized it now, even though 5 years is a long time, as opposed to it being 10 years and me being more stuck than I already was, you know, like, just in terms of, as an example, like, if I had gotten pregnant, or if we did get married, or if we got a house, you know, there's a lot of other things that could have happened down the road that I would have been stuck, and it would have been 10 times harder for me to leave, and I would have, you know, done anything and everything to make it work.
When a child comes into play, it's no longer thinking about your life. You're now thinking about that little baby's life. And if you want to run with the baby, you can run with the baby. But, like, it's a lot harder to do than to do just with yourself. And that leads me into, do you think that this was a decision that you made that accidentally changed your life?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a given.
We started the YouTube channel based off of just us finally feeling like chains were broken and like we were about to take off, and like just an unstoppable mindset type of deal. And I honestly, like it's a decision that accidentally changed our lives.
It's been like 3-4 months since, you know, I left, and since I broke up with him, and I didn't know, obviously, what was going to happen. I knew, you know, my home is here, my family's here. I knew I had somewhere to go. I didn't know what was going to happen. I do know that, like, it sounds weird, but it's like I feel the same, but, like, obviously not, because I'm not stuck in that very comfortable lifestyle of, like, living with them and whatever, and literally doing the same things. But, like, I'm free because I don't have that, like, attachment anymore, and I can...
You don't have that responsibility to report to anybody.
It sounds bad, but I was restricted. Obviously, as I said, it was me too, not just him, because I was afraid to communicate and express myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not restricted anymore. I can go do whatever I want. I can try new things, because that was another thing. It's like I couldn't try things, really. You know, he... definitely introverted and a homebody. I'm a homebody as well, but I also like to go out and do things at the same time. I'm introverted and extroverted, given on, like, pick a day and a time. Like, sorry. But it's definitely changed my life for the better, 1,000%. You know, personal stuff happened that also led to the decision of me moving back home, and it has been the best decision I've made, because I'm, you know, me and her got back together, you know what I mean, and started hanging out and getting close again, and, you know, just making the bond stronger. And like she said, just like, we're unstoppable. We both feel so unstoppable right now, not having that connection anymore, and like the kind of restriction.
A best friendship is different than an actual relationship, because it's a different kind of care for somebody, and it's a different kind of, like, yeah, we can like da 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 da, and if I meet a guy or if she meets a guy, then we're both kind of like whoa 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 whoa. Let's remember why we started.
We'll both
Let's remember
we'll both clock each other real quick.
Let's remember why we started. We started because we left a relationship. So like we just like we'll keep each other in balance. And
1,000%. The personalities, like click. It's ridiculous. That's why another reason we started this. We both were just in the car. We're like, we're too funny to not entertain people.
Like just
and
us
that's the thing. It's
us.
really,
it just works.
Really, but it's like so funny and like not even bizarre, but it's like we're just us, but in a way where I'm like, we have to do something with it because there's no way we're just in the car living life and just like, it's not even boring. It's so fun when we're together by ourselves, but it's just like, both of us, when we have a goal and we put our mind to it, that shit's gonna happen.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, this was the perfect thing for us, I feel like. You know what I mean?
And obviously in life, you can't plan something so solid because you never know. Tomorrow, you might wake up and earthquake. Or tomorrow, you might wake up and just whatever can change. Whatever can change in the blink of an eye. So you can't really be too locked in. You have to be very open-minded and willing to change your perspective 1,000%. At all times, willing to adapt. That's why I've also been living more when I was can't really say falling out of love, but when I was kind of just like putting more distance in my relationship between my feelings, my goals, and my everything, it became me again. It became me versus him instead of, okay, let's do an us thing. And I feel like that has led me to have such an open mind on a lot of different things. There's a lot of commotion.
Yeah, sorry, we're looking around because every single car that's turning in here is squeaking.
Like, they don't know how to park.
And I don't want to get hit because homeboy went to back in and didn't even look in the front of him to see if he did hit me.
Anyways, but yeah, it's made me have an open mind for sure on a lot of things. But yeah, then that closes out that question.
Right.
The last one, though, is what does success mean to you right now?
Success? I don't know. Honestly, just being happy with my life and what I'm doing. All that materialistic stuff like money and if this goes anywhere and being an influencer, I could kind of care less. Like, no offense. It's
for funsies.
Right, it's for fun and entertaining, and it's honestly, I just want to be happy in what I'm doing in my life, and that's all. Literally, I just want to be happy with what I'm doing with my life. Like right now, that's why I'm like, this was the best decision I made, and I'm literally so happy, and I kind of like wouldn't change a thing. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I really wouldn't.
Guys, can we give it up for her fit? Because she looks so cute. Oh my goodness. But sorry, I was looking at you through the camera. I was like, I have to. But for me, yeah, I'm honestly on the same page as her right now, because I used to think that success was I was going to be the top model. I was going to be Miss Venezuela, Miss Universe, you name it. Like, I wanted to be that girl so bad. Like, I wanted to and just have, all of these things. I still have really, really big goals of where I see myself in the future and how I see, different investments that I want to do and different things like that. Like I said, I'm not so tied down to it just because life can change in the blink of an eye. So I'm not going to sit here and sob if everything is not going my way. Why is everybody squeaking?
Literally everyone's car is squeaking. Did my car do that? I don't know. But I was waiting for it to happen. That's what that was. Sorry.
But yeah, I'm kind of just like living with the flow now. And
that is what it is. I'm happy in what I'm doing, and I've asked her all I've been saying since I've been back. She's like, you down? I'm like, I literally do not care.
Yeah.
I'm down for literally anything. I will try anything once. If I don't like it, I'll be like, I don't want to do this again. And I won't. And she won't make me. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's literally going with the flow, and the go with the flow. It's so chill. Like you can have a plan and go with the flow. Like, we knew we wanted to come and edit and do something and possibly film. We don't have it written down book by book, like play by play of what we were doing. So there's still a go with the flow state, which makes it so cool. And I agree with that 1,000%. It's literally like flow state of like how we're living life and literally just seeing where it takes you. That's literally what we're doing.
Seeing where the wind blows.
Literally, and the wind is blowing real good. So, you know, that's all I can say. I don't know. I'm very happy. I'm very, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm with my family again, my parents, my brother's here for the summer. Like I said, me and her got back together after our little breakup.
I had to dump her, guys. I had to dump her.
Yeah, she dumped me because I was being stupid because I was comfy.
I literally had to dump her. I was just...
Guys, I was a bad friend and I really did I choose him over you. So, but she's so understanding and was like,
let it go and it comes back to you, it was meant to be. If it doesn't come back to you, it wasn't meant to be. And it came back to me. She came back to me.
And look where we are now, bigger, better than ever, and we got big plans, guys. And
we look like we're getting married right now. You're wearing the tux. You're wearing the tux.
That was a happy accident, guys. Literally.
But thank you so much for coming to our first car convo.
Many, many more to come, guys.
Many more to come. This was
many
just
more videos and little journeys. So let us know how you like this one. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Jasmine and
so
April.
Good.
Jasmine and April. We're Jasmine and April. Jasmine and April. Unfiltered.